And we are live.
What up? What it do? What it do? What it do?
Yes, sir.
JmoneyGibbs. Now look, we got something new here. The session. Hey, what up? What's up, y'all? What up, J Money? What up, Jzabel?
I'm loving the title. I like session.
I'm not gonna lie. It's nice. It's nice. How y'all feel?
I'm feeling good. How you
excited.
feeling? I feel new. I feel like something new. You know how when you wearing some new shoes or something to school, you don't want nobody to step on them.
It's like that new car smell. You know that new car smell? You just want to sit in the car because it smells so good and fresh and new. That's how I'm feeling.
You know what's crazy? Why can't they get the new car smell tree to smell like the actual new car smell?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really like the new car smell.
What's the first thing you do when you get a new car?
Smoke in it.
Hey! Welcome to the session! We officially started! Hold up! I don't lie. That's the first thing I do when I get a new whip too. Smoke in it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I smoke in it and then go get that bitch tinted so I can smoke in it some more. That's what we do.
It's only right. It's only right.
But look, I know we got a lit show today.
Yes, sir.
It's like now you're moderating now.
Yes.
You're gonna be moderating the show. We're gonna be letting everybody know what's going on here. This gonna be a new formula here that we're gonna be turning up. We got segments. Not only do we got segments, we got not just stories, but we got life hacks. Is that what we call it? Life hacks and things like that. JmoneyGibbs, my boy. Hey,
yeah.
How was the week?
Life gems.
Life gems.
Life gems.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Now y'all haven't seen me since the last leg of the tour with my boy Joe Young.
Let's talk about that. Let's give him a little flashback right quick. Go ahead, because I got a lot to say too.
Let me first shout out to DMV for showing up and showing out and making a great event. Shout out to all the artists that came out and did their thing. Shout out my boy Beezy. I know you was a little mad at me, but you know, powers that be, my boy. Come on now, powers that be. But shout out to everybody that came out. Great show, great tour. Am I glad the tour is over? Yes. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, young. I'm super tired. I was super tired. Like super tired.
That's what touring does. Touring makes you tired.
But
24 hours.
But I'm ready for the road again. I am ready for the road again.
So that show was definitely lit. I had a great time. It was awesome seeing everybody come out, perform, put in a best or what they may have felt was their best at that time.
Yeah.
Definitely lit. That's pretty much all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah. Shout out to all the artists. Like it was definitely fun. If you weren't there, go ahead, just scroll down the Boss Biz Radio Instagram page. You will see artists and their tags in case you want to look up their music or check out what they got going on. So
you know what? That was so cool that you did that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was super cool. That little recap. I'm not gonna lie. I was ripping and running so much, but I did actually. This is the first time I actually sat and watched everybody's performances, and I was impressed by everyone. Everyone did an amazing job. Even some people, there were some first timers who literally it was their first time hitting the stage. Shout out to those people, you know. And then we had some veterans hit the stage, and shout out to those people. But the band was amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, shout out to the whole band. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
bro. Chris, the whole band, because they were able to catch on right away. And
that surprised me. I was like, wow, like
I ain't gonna lie, young. I've never seen that before in my life.
I was amazed.
Like that band did not practice with not one soul and still pulled it off like that. So I'm not gonna lie to you. Band, Stadium Gods, Round of applause. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. Shout out DJ Running Back Jack. Now, everybody know my favorite DJ was DJ Pony. He's my guy. Love him to death.
Shout out DJ Pony.
You did a great job, my boy. Great job. Usually most DJs can't handle my shows. By about 1 o'clock, they already crying. They already crying. It's like, I can't do it. You know, but we party like that. You know, that's how we do. And DJ Running Back Jack held the show down, and amazing show. So, you know, yeah, Stadium Guys did a great job.
So, speaking of the DMV, when you think of big homies or gatekeepers in the DMV, what are some names that cross your thoughts?
Crickets. That's the thing. Are there any big homies that cross our mind or gatekeepers? Okay, so if we have to be real, the only gatekeepers are the ones that hold all the like cards in their hand. And it seems like if we have to pick one person that got his hands on everything, like DMV Hood News, it seems like everybody wants to get with this guy. Wants him to talk about their stuff, but it's not really a gatekeeper. Big homies. I don't even know. Like, when did that term even come to fruition in the DMV area? Really, I don't think we have that. There's no check-ins. I don't believe that. It's not like public. You know what I'm saying? Like public.
Now, I don't. Nothing comes out when as far as music. I know the street game is a little bit different, but as far as music, yeah, you're right. There is nothing that automatically comes to mind. So you had sent me a clip basically with who was it? Aunt Glizzy.
Oh, Aunt Glizzy. Aunt Glizzy is amazing with providing us content.
Yeah.
He's been killing it the last couple months.
Definitely. He did say some interesting things in regards to the DMV not having a big homie.
I agree.
Did you guys see that clip?
I did. He asked, and look, he went further to say there's no real gangs and gang members in the DMV. Then he said, I don't want to disrespect anyone. That was amazing. It's like being disrespectful while proclaiming I don't want to be disrespectful. Now, to be honest, everything has changed. The landscape of things has changed now, right? Because it's like I'm reminded of the Kanye song, Hopped in My U-Haul Van, right? People moving now. I don't think anybody, if you really look at it, it's very rare people still live where they're from now that's trying to like advance anything like that. DMV is a flourishing scene. There may be a big homie around there somewhere, you know, getting ready to make his mark and proclaim his name in the game. I remember a show I did. Actually, you know what? I've done quite a few shows, but this show in particular I did. I walked into this club in Baltimore, and I didn't know at the time. But when I walked in there, everyone was wearing red and doing all types of like Suwu signs and all types of gang signs and things to me. And immediately I felt out of place, you know? Immediately felt out of place. Let's play this clip from my boy Aunt Glizzy. He really need to change that name, Glizzy, though.
If you ain't grow up with the person, around the person, or you know them through some street shit, you ain't getting that shit back. You can call the Bloods, you can call the Crips, you can call Martin Luther King, you can call Malcolm X. That shit ain't coming back. It's like, there's no big homie, there's no rules here. If you to say you the king here, 16-year-old to shoot you tomorrow and had a crown, that's just how it go. It's no gang leaders here. If they here, you can't. First of all, the president live here, bro. Ain't no gang leader here. It's no gang banging here. The people that's gang banging here, they learned that in raps and songs, or it came like through the internet. That ain't originate here. It ain't no gangbang. It's a neighborhood you grew up in, but you might have grew up in that neighborhood. Your father might be from that neighborhood, and y'all all grew up together. That's how it is. But far as checking in, there's no check in here. There's nobody you can call. Like the biggest blood couldn't call nobody here. The biggest Crip couldn't call nobody here. The DC, the type of city.
Like, no, listen though. Like, no disrespect, he's 100% right. DC is based on affiliations. You're protected only based on how affiliated and how much you network.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's like a respect barrier that you have to carry in the DMV area, and being from the DMV area. Actually, like, we know how to, in the DMV area, we move way different than any other anybody else. Because we understand that. Like, when I first moved here, one of my friends said, he said, hey, I'm out back. Just walk through the alley and come around the back. I said, oh, hell no. You know, so after like 20 minutes of sitting out front, pondering why is he asking me to walk through this cut and come to the back, like what's about to happen here, he walks from the back and he's like, bro, why don't you come back there? We fried fish and everything. I'm like, y'all don't give a damn. Where I'm from, we ain't walking through that alley to meet nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just ain't happening. So, I mean, listen, but as far as having people to call, there are people you can call here that can, like, get you past and walk you through and have you, like, safe. There's definitely people that are big enough. Mind you, all the people that really be getting touched in the DMV is not like power people. There's very been a few people that you would consider having a status that be really getting touched like that. I mean, there's a lot of people on the up and coming grounds, like he said, learning rules and stuff through the internet and how to move through the internet. And that's why it's like no rules.
Well, I don't understand why people would take this as a diss when, I mean, I feel like he's just simply saying.
You already know you got it. Just got to consider the source, right? If it was anybody else besides Aunt Glizzy saying that, how would they take it?
I mean, but the thing I think he's not pointing out is because, I mean, I know that we've all traveled and been to other places, but sometimes when you go other places, you got to make sure that you got the right people there, or else you're not going to be able to just run around and float how you think you is in the DMV. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why sometimes artists don't leave the DMV, because they go to the other place and they like, what the hell is going on here? Like, yeah, they shit set up different. You know what I'm saying? You go to certain parts of Florida, you go to certain parts of motherfucking Cali, shit set up different. You ain't about to just go there and definitely different colors and all that type of stuff. Like, yeah, the shit's different. But here, that doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can wear whatever colors you want. You know what I'm saying? But when you go other places, shit hit a little different. So if you don't have,
I mean, listen, like, but the
network,
I think it's more so about block. Well, back when I was growing up, it was more so about what block you was from, or you know what I'm saying, what block fame or whatever. And you just needed to know how to move through the city, pretty much. The Bloods and the Crip era, I think that pretty much inflamed once I think I was in college somewhere, and I came back and I was like, we got Bloods here. You know, now, you know, I didn't really hear about Bloods and Crips and stuff like that in elementary growing up. And I was outside. I wasn't in the house. I was off the porch. So I don't know.
Yeah, nah, like we definitely heard about them in movies, but like not in live and living color. You know what I'm saying? Not live and direct in our neighborhoods. And I still don't think that there's Bloods and Crips running around the DMV now for him to make that statement. And reality is this: normal people do not have to check in. That's gang shit. That you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, if a person is initiated with something, then yeah, you should check in when you touch down, because that's family. It's like seeing your family, and hey, they're making sure you good from the rival people that don't consider you family. So I totally 100% get it, but that don't consider to normal artists.
I would say so. Then it makes sense. Then you would only know that you have to check in because you're a part of I guess underground type society in which that's required. But if you're not a part of that, then it doesn't apply to you.
Look, we fuck around, have a gang member on this show. He be like, yeah, we got to check it with Ray Ray or Southeast. If we hit Southwest, they got Big John. He running that shit like that, you know. Then in the Northwest, they probably run down a whole list of these.
I mean, but inform us because that's information out.
Like, don't tell me, because I don't want them to be like, you knew. You feel me? I don't want them to ever be like, you knew. And you, like, we saw your show and we know you knew. What's the goods? I just want to keep it at I don't know what's going on. I feel a lot safer that way. I mean, if there's any safe that we could feel, you feel me?
So Quando Rondo shouts out Shy Glizzy for keeping, I guess, not judging him or distancing himself or not wanting to deal with him based on a situation that basically had nothing to do with Shy Glizzy. So how do you guys feel about that? If someone that's not your friend or someone you possibly could do business with is beefing with somebody else, right, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you, and either party wants to work with you, how do you guys feel like you should or shouldn't involve yourself, or
J Money, you go first on this, right? Because I'm double side edged on this.
How you gonna do that? I wasn't about to say nothing. You spoke up. Go ahead.
I feel a way about this, right? Because on one hand, I applaud Shy Glizzy for standing by his mans, right, and supporting his mans. But my thing is this: Shy Glizzy hasn't come out and said this, right? Hasn't came out publicly. And Quando, you under a lot of fire, and it's like pulling people in the fire with you that nobody was thinking about, right? It's like, well, yeah, y'all mad at me shit. Me and Shy cool too. You know, like, damn. Are we supposed to turn our wrath to Shy now? If we're King Von supporters and support of the Lil Durk in that situation, how are we supposed to feel now with Shy Glizzy now being thrown into the mix as like a buddy?
Do you really feel like he threw him in a mix?
Well, yeah. Now I want to know. Now I want to know what Shy Glizzy's words of encouragement.
Shy Glizzy, he has nothing to do with anything negative that they are trying to paint a picture of me of. He has nothing to do with that. So I don't feel like nobody should be going at him no type of way. I don't feel like nobody should be flooding his comments with negative stuff. None of that. Because he has nothing to do with that. He's another artist out here making the way for his family. But he's an artist that I love, that I look up to, who I've been listening to. I'm going to continue to listen to. He never spoke bad on me. He never spoke bad on either side. He never gave a response or nothing. No response is the best response. He's clear. He's cool. He's an OG in this to me, even doing it for a long time. Adding her in this. With me saying all that,
yeah, and like I've been listen, everybody know I'm the artist that's gonna side with my friends over the masses all day long.
This not even a friend situation though. This is just respect in the industry, kind of like two people beefing in the industry. You don't have no dog in either fight. However, if one of them give you a compliment, you're not going to distance yourself. Or when you see them out in public, if they speak to you, you're not going to shy away from anything. I think that this is more of that type of situation.
Yeah, but we in a world now where it's guilty by association.
I don't think so.
I mean, listen, the thing is, we get ridiculed by our choices of who we choose to be around all day long as normal people. Mm-hmm. So if it's interesting that he didn't say, yeah, we still hang together, or we still, I still look up to him and all that stuff. But no, the headlines read, y'all still talk, y'all still buddy, cool. That's just weird.
Though. I just got I didn't even get that they're friends or they even talk. I got that it's just the respect, the mutual respect.
I mean,
Without it being a real bond. Like, he's just like, I respect him for not getting into it, for not talking down on me. You know what I'm saying? I still look up to him, kind of, sort of, but I didn't even.
I wonder what other artists are on that list.
So I mean,
you just don't like him out in Shy Glizzy like that,
right? Just Shy Glizzy, like, come on, man. He could have went down a whole slew of other artists.
Right, he could have.
I guess.
That's just because the reality of it is a lot more artists have chose to distance themselves. And we all know why that is. I mean, that's just about stardom. Lil Durk is up here, Quando Rondo's down there. So ain't no big difference. I wouldn't have liked my name being thrown under the bus when you in some mess. Don't use my name as a reference.
A lot of times what happens is people start using other names because they're reaching, right? So they're going to use names of somebody who's on a higher level, or, you know what I'm saying, who's doing something else, or, you know what I'm saying, has more attention or more followers or more whatever, because they feel like by doing that, it's going to pull them up. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, their followers going to start listening to me. And honestly, my opinion is that's just whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody who tries to attempt to get clout, or, you know what I'm saying, anything like that, I'm sorry, I feel like you a bitch-ass person, bitch-ass nigga, whatever the fuck you is. Like, I just feel like that's some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who attempts or tries to do that, I'm sorry, I just feel like that's succotash. But at the end of the day, I understand that this is a business, and I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, necessarily that in this situation, I feel like he was just talking and that's what came out his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't sitting here like, yeah, I'm going to use this to my advantage so I could come up. I don't even think those were his intentions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he was just honestly just talking, and that's the name that came out of his mouth.
Respect, because I was like, I mean, I need to watch the entire interview. That way I can kind of get more of a context as to why Shy Glizzy's name even really came up.
Yeah.
Was Say Cheese being messy? I don't know. We will see. We will.
Listen, I assume every blog site now is being messy, especially after what happened to that boy BTS with the Vlad TV drink. We'll talk about that another time.
Okay.
It's like they find out the dirt and try to bring out the stuff that you keep in a secret.
Okay. So I want to play a game with you guys.
Let's play
a game. You guys that's watching, what's up, everybody? Hey, how y'all doing? I'm going to name a couple of artists, and I want you guys to tell me what comes to mind when I say these things. Okay?
All right.
All
right. First on the list is 23 Trey Dog.
Never heard of him.
Nothing.
If anyone in the comments, if you guys know these artists, put a thumbs up. If you don't, put a thumbs down. Next artist up on my list is Forever Honey.
Oh my goodness. Is that the I heard of him the one time, and I can't say I was impressed or not impressed with his music, but I only heard of him one time. And that was sad, actually.
I can't say anything. No, I never heard of him.
Okay. Next on the list is Dripper.
Nope. Never heard of him.
Yeah, I heard of Dripper. Yeah, I heard the name before. I feel like the South somewhere. I heard the name before, and I can't even remember the song, but somebody else was playing it. Somebody else played it, and I heard it, but I can't remember the song.
Yeah, never heard of it.
Okay.
Change that name, Dripper.
And last on the list is a DB Money Reap.
Nope. Never heard of him.
So, if no one here has heard of any four of these artists, you guys are either not from the DMV or old as dirt?
Well, I'm gonna put it like this: put me the dirt section. Put me the oldest dirt section. I just wear it well.
These 4 artists that I named were all. Now I don't know the cause of death for each of these artists, but all 4 of them
Died
were
last week.
Eliminated within a week of each other.
Mm-hmm. I seen that. I'm looking at their names. They all died last week, and it's crazy because
so
we wouldn't know about them. Still, have you heard their music before they passed?
No.
So you in the oldest dirt section?
I'm not gonna consider myself old as dirt, but maybe because there are a lot of young artists that I'm unfamiliar with. I'm sure if I was probably in high school, I would know who these artists are.
No, you wouldn't, because these artists are only known because their deaths got reported. Because what do these DC blog sites like DC Artists, DMV Hood News? They don't shine no light on you unless you got some coins.
Mm-hmm. Well, you did.
And of course, they love to spread your story, and they add that beautiful title, "The Up and Coming."
The best thing in the city. Yeah, so no, I didn't hear of these artists. And you know what really pissed me off about just this whole situation is the fact that 4 artists are eliminated or deceased within a week, and you haven't even really and what has made it, but like you really didn't even get nowhere, and it's like it's just angering because
you know what's more angering, right? You know what's more angering to me though? Imagine us 3 hear about this great music coming out of the DMV. We're label execs, and we decide to hop in our car and we get on the road, and we're taking a nice drive from Cali on over to DMV. Let's just say a drive. It's gonna take us about 3 days. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're headed there, we scrolling out Instagram, and this DMV site says the best thing out of the DMV's killed last night. We're like, damn. Nobody left? Shit. Now we turn around. Because the whole motion, that a wordplay, how you putting it out there is like, damn, all hope is gone.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone. Who's next? We don't know who's next because we're not canvassing the music scene. Mm-hmm. We ain't out there in the open mics. It's just about whatever artist send me his little 150 and I put him on my little page. Well, newsflash, that ain't it.
It's marketing for the artist. I mean, it comes across. I know I come across a lot of artists from their pages that I usually wouldn't. I'm really only bothered when the artist is eliminated. Like then I'm like,
or locked up for 20 years.
Like, come on. It kills me because it's too late. Like you can't do all of this marketing and free promotion when the artist is dead.
I mean, but
how come you're not reposting these videos before? How come you're not, you know what I'm saying, all the likes and comments and views aren't there before, but then after all this stuff happens, you know what I'm saying? It's just really ridiculous to me. And then also I feel like people really need to put in the work. Like stop saying that you prepared and ready to do something and you haven't put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like put in the work and then say, all right, cool, now I'm ready to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you might have to sit down for 4 or 5 days before you like, oh, all right, cool, this is ready to be recorded. But everybody's magic, go on YouTube, download a beat. I'm in the studio. I did this song in 2 hours. Like, no, actually put some effort into you know, put some work, put some time in, make your beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, work on your craft.
But they are working on their craft. Like a lot of people believe that their music is the best. Everybody believes that their music is the best. You understand? And music is subjective, right? My question is why? Like I don't understand why so many artists are just don't have no will to live. Like don't have no will to actually really make it. Why are you beefing and you on feet? Like, why are you flashing all this money and you still living in a danger zone that you gotta look over your shoulder every day? Why isn't there any ambition to move around to actually really push your music to the limits?
Y'all know, y'all know, like what's crazy is most of these artists ain't never been to church.
You know, it's not even just that. Let me just tell you, a lot of things I wish I would have learned 10 years ago is the stuff that I'm telling people 10 years younger than me now. I'm like, man, if I was your age, I wish I would have known this. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have known about registering my songs. I wish I would have known about proper marketing.
They don't care about that.
But that's on them.
I want to say maybe 4 out of 10 are artists. I really want to say 6, but I don't want to be disrespectful. Actually, 6 out of 10 artists are just comfortable with taking pictures for Instagram, putting their music on YouTube or SoundCloud, doing a music video, and seeing the views skyrocket, seeing their followers go up, based on the Instagram look. A lot of artists are satisfied with that. I've spoken to a few artists and they're performing everywhere. Music's not registered, not on Spotify, not on Apple Music, nowhere but YouTube or SoundCloud, and they are just comfortable with looking like an artist.
Yeah, but when you say performing everywhere, you mean everywhere within the city?
No, they be traveling and performing.
Yeah, I be seeing people go out of town and all that. They ain't registering nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're not registering the show.
But that's not their goal. Their goal. They feel like they might not make any money off of music, but at least me being seen and being out there will do it. A lot of female artists have turned to porn stars.
You're absolutely right. You're not going to make money off your music if you continue to volunteer and use your music as a charity event. If you're going to use your music and make these songs, and these are your assets, but you're going to give them out for free and use them as a charity event, like you have a nonprofit under your belt and you're just going to be getting free money from somewhere, yes, that is how you're going to end up. But until you realize that you're a brand and you're an artist and you're a business, then you'll take it yourself seriously, because you're not going to go into a job every single week and work if you're not getting a paycheck. It's easier to fuel your music and fund whatever you want to do to pay for your travel and stuff if you have your shit right.
But the reality,
you could preach a month for Sunday.
The reality is artists
youngest would rather die than to register their music.
Well, I mean, like, can I be clear and blunt, right? They're not dying because of their business isn't right. They're not dying. They're not dying because they forgot to register their shit on ASCAP, or because they forgot to make sure there was a part of the BDS movement and all that shit. They're dying because they're failing to understand 2 things: the power of the tongue and manifestation, and the energy that you put out is the energy that you give back. I'm reminded, one of my favorite artists, Kanye West, said, "People never come at me gangster because I never give off gangster."
Yeah, he says, "I'm not a gangster."
A lot of the artists know the saying, "Live by the gun, die by the gun." It's one of the biggest lyrics in one of the rap songs that's out right now. But yeah, it still doesn't stop them from riding with the Glocks, spitting on their ops, throwing on the switches, making sure people on t-shirts. It doesn't stop them. They all feel like they Curry with the 30. Well, if all 10 rappers are rapping the same thing and at war with each other, they all have something to prove, but there's your 6 out of 10.
There you go.
I mean, well, at least they're clearing the way for the serious artists. Not to be disrespectful, but I
No,
mean,
the
that's
same.
really what they're doing. Is just they're just clearing the way. Like, go ahead and get rid of yourselves. Like,
a lot of people don't realize
serious artists are never gonna get a shot.
No. A lot of people don't realize that some of these artists who are just having fun, they have a team behind them. They have their mothers who are managers, or they're, you know what I'm saying, the people who are managing or doing their stuff behind the scenes is the ones who's making it easy for them to have fun. Because all their expenses are paid for. It's like all expense paid trip. Oh, go ahead, keep making the music. I got you. And they could go do whatever the hell they want because they got people working with them. You know what I'm saying? They got their mother, they got their cousin doing this, they got this one doing that. Oh, this one went to school for this. Oh, okay, cool. And
this is gonna be the most.
what you say?
Hold on, you went out there.
Who?
J Money.
No, he's
I
not
know you said it's
talking.
gonna be the most what?
Oh, this is gonna be the most inhumane thing that I probably ever say. But the only way that this stops is when 1, 2, 3 pass away. The industry can't become a clickbait section, right? People have to look away. People have to stop saying we care more about that than we care about a serious artist pushing a movement. Because at the end of the day, if that gets more clicks, it's going to still be up next. We're just going to find the next one that's going to get us the next clicks.
Why do you guys think these young artists do not have a will to live?
Well,
like, what do you think is contributing to them not like valuing their lives or the lives of others? As two Black men, I really, really, really want to know what y'all think.
I had this conversation a few weeks ago when I came back home to the DMV. I had this conversation. These youngins have nothing to lose. Right? So when we ask why they so reckless, I mean, when does a youngin usually, if you see a youngin and he's mature and he's, got some things, you ask him what's been going on, he's going to tell you about things he's taking care of. Those things that you take care of make you move differently. Responsibilities. I mean, in today's world, it is easier to make $100 sitting from your home than it is to make $100 going out and doing an honest day living. I mean, like this Cash App era that we're in is horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in the era where I can ask 10 of my friends, send me $1, and I got $10 to get some lunch. And guess what? We're in a world more where 10 of your friends are willing to just give you $1 than to ensure that you have success, longevity. Okay. This is the era of enabling. So why is a youngin willing to go out there? Because he wants to do it again tomorrow, and he knows that the person in front of him doesn't want him to do it again tomorrow. And it's a first move, that's who the one to lose mentality. So we was all young, but the only thing that we had different is the way we was brought up.
I think it's a number of things. I mean, that's one of them. That's definitely one of them. But yeah, the way we were brought up, like you have to think about nowadays, it's no traditional, like I'm sorry, I miss my grandparents, but you know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, you don't have those mothers who are going to send those birthday cards out to all the cousins every single birthday and every single holiday that goes past. It's no fam, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not as much as it used to be. Like, okay, we know we going to grandma's house every Thanksgiving. Now it's just like a holiday, schmoliday. Oh, that's just the money gimmick. Like nobody's celebrating as a family anymore. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's doing the things that they used to anymore. And now it's just become, all right, just put your kid in front of the TV. Because I was even saying this to you. Now, you remember when you used to see somebody with a tablet, you knew they was doing business. You knew they was a lawyer. You knew they had something to do. Now, parents just giving their kids the tablet to shut them the hell up. It's not even about they're learning something or what it's being used for. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, all right, this kid needs to be quiet. I need to focus. I'm trying to drive. Get on the tablet. I'm trying to do something in the house. I'm trying to cook. Whatever else they try to do, they giving the kid the tablet. It's like families don't come together to sit and watch TV. It's crazy. Everybody got their own TV or their own tablet and is watching everything separate.
I mean, our generation don't beat kids.
You said it's what?
Our generation do not beat our kids. Don't spank their ass. Kids don't get disciplined.
Yeah, what I gather from what both of you guys are saying is that there's definitely a lack of guidance for the youth nowadays. Like they're basically raising themselves and they're not excited about life anymore. They're not envisioning growing old. They're living for today and not looking forward towards tomorrow. And that, I don't know.
Look at what's crazy. Look at what's crazy. When we was coming up, our parents worked. You know what I'm saying? They struggled, they had jobs, but they worked. Our era, half of us are parents, but most of us are still walking around trying to find ourselves.
Let me just tell you, that's
I see more parents trying to get famous on TikTok.
No, let me tell you, the other thing is, it's kids having kids now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's becoming younger and younger. And that's the other thing. Like, it's not like somebody's like, all right, cool. They have a plan. They have it figured out. They're like, all right, cool. I have money aside for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like the best plan I heard was when they were like, oh yeah, each one of my kids, when they were born, I got them a house. And, you know, I just rented out that house until they turned 18. And then when they turned 18, I gave the kids that house so they could go to college in. And then they sublet the other rooms to the other 4 friends. And they all had their rooms for college. And then I let my kid have that house. So he had his own land. That's a freaking plan. You know what I'm saying? Now people just bam, popping out babies, no plan. Let me get child support. Let me get government assistance. Let me get whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's no structure into how we're moving forward with life. We're just a ball rolling down the hill and it's getting bigger. And you know what I'm saying? Stuff is happening and we're not able to stop and control it. It's like out of control.
J Money, let me challenge your theory. It's not a ball rolling downhill.
Okay.
But it's a circular motion. And we're back to an era like the 60s.
Are we?
Well, let me just say this. No, I agree. And I also disagree because I say this. People are acting like shit is new, right? Like they ain't been fucking crazy people in the world since forever. People are like, oh yeah, nowadays people are just getting more insane. No, you're just able to know about it more because of your tablet, because of social media, because it's being broadcasted and recorded and sent to your media news. I feel like the same amount of crazies have been out here since the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? It's just now able to
hear me out. Let's play a little correlation game here. You say parents are getting younger and younger. Well, in the 60s, they was having babies at 12, 13 years old. You know, grandmas were old enough to be your mama, and your mama was old enough to be your older sister. Back in the days, you know, let's look at more correlations. How business is being ran. What is the number one trending topic? Marijuana. Marijuana.
What was it back in the day?
Marijuana. Until the 80s, it became cocaine.
So what do you think it's going to be in 20 years?
No, let's look at in the 60s. What were we saying? We click on our news and they click on their radio and what did they hear? Another black man being beat in the streets by the police, or you know. So look at the correlation. We're going backwards.
Now they're talking about going backwards.
Now they're talking about reintroducing Jim Crow laws, things like that.
I mean,
listen, I don't think we're going backwards. I don't think we're going backwards. I feel like the same stuff has been going on. It's just now being brought to new people's attention who it hasn't been brought to before. This shit has been like a lot of the world has been spinning
I do feel like we're regressing. We're progressing in some areas, but as far as culture and community, I think we are regressing. Like
now, this is what I was saying. It's like in Wakanda when they were saying the vibranium, if it gets out, it's going to be used in this way and that way. I feel like that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it was great. The internet came out, and then you know what I'm saying, and we were able to do this and communicate with people through email and this and that. And now it's just gotten the fuck out of hand. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't realize it. And I was saying this too. I was like, people don't realize electronics build heat. When you charge your phone, when you do this stuff, it makes heat. When you drive your car, when there's friction and stuff, it makes heat. These things are naturally warming up the earth. These things are making the
you know what's really getting out of hand? What's really, really, really getting out of hand right now is lack of accountability.
Yes.
Throughout everything, especially within the Black community, it's just lack of accountability. And nobody wants to be accountable. Everybody wants to blame someone else for their transgressions.
Well, we're in the Me Too movement time.
It's not productive though. It's not productive at all. But since you did mention
what's good for the goose is good for the gander. The richest people in the world still have not taken accountability. Maybe that's the secret. To deny.
It's admit to nothing, deny everything.
I don't know. That's because I can get real deep into that and how other cultures suffered not just as much, but close to as much, and use their pain to progress, i.e. the Jews. We're still stuck in the blame game. We're not getting nowhere. We can say, oh, well, they had this. Oh, well, they had that. But how many people are starting with nothing and still surpassing us?
I mean, they did get reparations, but
whatever you say. You did.
Oh, happy day! Oh, happy day in the NBA! In the NBA! Listen, this news right here made everybody pick up a basketball and put the footballs down. Come on now. Come through, Jesus. Now, I've been to the NBA players was blazing. I mean, sometimes we could look at their eyes when they was on the court and see that they was fried to all kingdom come. But now, this being passed, and it says according to a tentative labor agreement. So tentative means that it ain't stamped in stone yet. That means they're trying to see how many NBA players come to the game and be still productive on a level. Now, if LeBron starts playing like, I don't know, Tyronn Lue, and a player like Tyronn Lue was to start playing like a LeBron, then maybe they're gonna have to, do something about it. But as long as the people still coming through, but now what would make this more interesting, I'm not gonna lie, is if they had a weed section where we can start smoking at the games. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It'd be like them games be like 3-4 hours, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be cool to like step away, have time, go to the weed section, socialize with some more stoners, find out what all stoners at the game and meet each other, and then get back to watching the second half. I mean, like, that is the type of power and transgression that I'm looking forward to right there.
That'd be nice.
I don't know. I'm kind of speechless about this. I don't really have too much to say about this. I don't know if it's going to be a good thing, a bad thing. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
This should also open the door for every job in the world. I mean, the NBA players make millions of dollars, and it's not going to affect them. So I should be able to come to work cool and good. I shouldn't be penalized when I come to work nice and blazed.
Well, I don't know what's going on with the NBA these days, but they have been a little lax here. Congratulations to the players that plan on playing stoned, I guess. I don't understand.
Stoned up.
Look, I agree with you, but I disagree with you. Certain jobs you don't need to be high on. I'm sorry if you're my pilot on my flight. I do not want you smoking and blazing before the flight. Like certain jobs, I don't feel like
that ain't fair. That ain't fair. You gotta say another job.
All right. If you're about to do surgery on me, I don't want you smoking a J before you about to come do my damn surgery.
That ain't fair. That ain't fair. That ain't fair. You gotta pick something else. Now listen, like, are you more focused or less? Are you more focused or less focused when you hit the blunt?
I'm depending on the job.
No, depending on the strand. All right. All right. Here we go. Now, Chicago Bulls stripper says her business has been blowing up since the viral video. Now, what I find interesting is this chick is a pioneer because she says she's the first to do this, but I'm hearing there's charges that might be coming against this pioneer here for having her cheeks out at the Bulls game.
Now, what law did she break?
See,
decent exposure?
Go ahead with your legal ass, bro. You supposed to say I don't know, so that if they watch this video, even the legal team don't know what to charge her with. We shouldn't be charging this pioneer. Yeah, we should be embracing her because this brings back to my point. If they'd have had a few good J's going up there, now they got a party.
Now this is what I don't understand. If I rent out a suite for my birthday,
why
can't I have a stripper? Like, who am I hurting? They shouldn't even be looking back into the game is facing forward. What they looking back for? Like, I shouldn't be bothering nobody by having a stripper in my suite. I don't understand.
Well, that might be that might be the problem. Nobody was watching the game. Everybody was watching cheeks. It's like we don't rent out our suite for the cheeks. It's for the Bulls games.
I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
Now, what I would like to know is, will she be going by and coining the phrase "Chicago Bulls sweet stripper"? Now, will she'll be taken on the road with her? Because that would be cool.
She obviously wasn't on no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? She was on. It was on her shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it is what it is. Like,
sweet stripper sounds nice. I like that. Catchy.
A sweet stripper.
Yeah.
Cool.
It sounds like sweet, like SWEE, but it's really the sweet right there. I don't know. Shout out to Pretty Rebel. Her name.
Let's go Bulls.
Her name is Pretty Rebel. So go ahead, girl. Get them coins, girl.
Yeah, I mean this is possibly the biggest win for the Bulls franchise since Michael Jordan. So I encourage all NBA teams, along with the weed, allow option for the sweet stripper should start coming in a package. Should start being in a package.
Yeah.
Would you get a suite? Would you get a suite now if you could throw that in a package?
I think I'm gonna start making the packages. You know what I'm saying? Like making the site, and they can order the sweet strippers and have them order to their suite. Like, yeah, this is a good lucrative business. This is amazing. This is something.
And that's why we call him JmoneyGibbs. What we got next?
Blue checks, y'all. How many of us went out and bought them blue checks, y'all? To be honest, I don't know if y'all can see my screen. Can y'all see my screen? I can't see y'all. Hands in the air. Hands in the air.
Look what's up, y'all. Look what's up, y'all.
Now, many people have been talking smack, saying what they want to say about those who purchased the blue check. Sixxcess, why did you feel the need to purchase the blue check?
Well, it means what it simply means. I'm verified. I had to show my ID, so when people are looking to do business with me on Instagram, they know they're dealing with me genuinely. It's a no-brainer. Seems like a no-brainer to me.
Well, a lot of people feel like they worked so hard and put in so much work on Instagram to get verified. It's not fair that now people can just go and buy verification.
They bought. Listen, I'm gonna tell all of you verified people that were verified before Instagram allowed us all to play in the game. You all bought it. Some form,
I mean, in a way,
some
yeah.
fashion. No, not in a way. Not in a way. This is like that saying that when guys be like, "I'm not paying no girl to have sex with her." This is like that saying. And then you find out the guy took her on a date, bought her a purse. He may not have gave her money.
I mean, I was going to explain it and break it down what the requirements were for you to get the verification before. So yes, you're right, and I think they're just upset because the process that they had to go through cost a lot more. Like you'll be really upset if you just paid $150 for some pussy and you could have got it for $14.99. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. How much?
No. It's not $14.99. It's
okay. I was giving an example.
Monthly. It's monthly. So it's an investment over time to stay verified. It's also showing a partnership with Instagram. Hey, I'm here with y'all. Y'all should be here with me. I should be getting some type of priority, which we all know that is not true. But like I said, if you're in business, right? You should be verified.
You need to be.
If you are a soccer dad taking your kid to soccer every weekend and going home and playing Call of Duty, and I mean maybe you might not need it, but in business, it's no different than any other thing that you need to add onto your things to take care of. The Instagram made it easy. There was a lot of artists. There were a lot of people that were doing everything on those levels and not getting verified that deserved it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. They keep talking about all of these people that, oh, I did this, I had to do early. What about the same people that was doing it and just was hitting the brick walls or whatever the case may be?
Let me tell you, I was upset because I was getting articles written on me by people who couldn't even spell. Like I don't even know if they finished high school. You saw some of these articles, like you know what I'm saying. I was trying to do all of these things.
I think it's a scam. I think Instagram's trying to make some of their money back from all the money they paid out for reels and the stuff that they were dishing money out for. How much money do you guys think Instagram made?
They made $660 million.
Yeah, you can look at their it's under Meta.
And first, it's not a scam. A scam is something that does not happen.
Yes.
Well, not a scam, but more so like a way to make their money back. So,
well, listen, it would be wrong if they were not paying for reels and things like that. People are getting paid off Instagram. So it's not wrong. It's like, all right, let's put back into it. I mean, look, I got to pay a subscription to watch movies on Netflix. And I gotta pay a subscription to listen to my music that I want to listen to on my Spotify without commercials and stuff like that. If you want exclusivity in anything, you pay for it. That's how it works. It's showing us that. And the real question is, I want to know, do the people that's already blue check have to pay for it? $15 a month.
Possibly.
Because I'm seeing a lot of them say, take my blue check. I'm real without it.
$660 million in one day.
And I hate to say it right there, just because y'all want to be somebody you not. It made you show your ID, DMV Crank. It made you show your ID. So it verified you to be someone you are.
I mean, the other reason I have no problem with it is because I had somebody keep continually making like fake accounts like every month of me, and it wasn't me. Like that shit's the fuck irritating.
What was they doing on the fake accounts? What was they doing?
Bro, I don't even know.
They still can do that.
No, look, I kept reporting it and blocking it, right? And I kept saying like, this isn't me. And they were like, yeah, this doesn't go against our community guidelines. I'm like, what you mean? Like somebody acting like they me and it's not me. Like, you know what I'm saying? How the hell? So, you know what I'm saying? Those pages were blocked and hopefully they was taken down because other people were messaging me like, oh, you made a new page? I'm like, no, I ain't making no new page. I have the same page.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm about to go follow all of those fake JmoneyGibbs.
No, you can't find them no more.
I'm gonna follow them all and like their stuff.
I'm gonna make a whole lot of fake success pages.
Please do. They was talking about that the other day. Should artists have multiple pages, and is that scamming if they do? We should talk about that one day.
I think they should. Yeah, we can talk about that.
We could definitely get into that. But right now, I want to get into social media playing on people's insecurities. So I don't know if you guys seen the clip of Lotto and Chloe Bailey on Lotto's new podcast, 777 Lotto, which they talked about how Instagram or social media will push you to have insecurities about yourself that you didn't have before. Did you guys hear about that?
Yep.
And how do you feel about that?
You can be the strongest person. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say in this day and age it's different because you know what I'm saying, you have cyberbullying, and you know what I'm saying, the way that people are being attacked. It's not like we was in school and like, oh, you just couldn't take a joke. Oh, they was joning, or you know what I'm saying? It's different now, you know what I'm saying? So these days I think we just have to adjust to times and how people are feeling in these situations. Because I definitely feel like, yeah, this day and age is different.
No, back in the day, back in our young days, we could punch somebody in the face in person. Mm-hmm. Now we can't. Like, damn, like it's nothing we can do. It's nothing we can do. And then when everybody jump in on it too,
you gotta have a vicious tongue game, man. Like, you gotta be vicious with it. Well, speaking of insecurities, what are or what aren't, Wiz Khalifa is tired of y'all talking about his feet, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and
now you know Wiz Khalifa was insecure. He made a rap song, a verse, a poem about it.
A lot of talk on the internet, you know. I usually don't address things, but I figured I'd address it in this way because I like to express myself. And this is how I like to express myself. I wrote a little poem. It's called Stop Making Jokes About My Feet. Stop making jokes about my feet, because that shit ain't funny. Y'all keep making jokes about my feet, but bitch, I got money. You ain't gonna say it to my face, but you'll talk about me when I'm gone. Your toes probably look like that too, but you got nail polish on. When I seen all those tweets, you can't imagine how I felt. I get pedicures, but my feet still dry. So don't laugh, send help. Stop talking about my feet, because that shit ain't funny. Y'all keep making jokes about my feet, but bitch, I got money. When I log online, I seen all types of disrespect. Bunch of niggas talking shit. Not one nail tech. Talking crazy about Wiz Khalifa, like your shit's so neat. Look down past your phone and take a picture of your own damn feet. Stop making jokes about my feet, because that shit ain't funny. Y'all keep making jokes about my feet, but bitch, I got money.
Okay.
Yeah. I swear on everything, it sounded like that nigga was listening to Dr. Seuss as he wrote that joint.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm surprised that the memes haven't came out yet, and a remix and a beat with DJ Khaled or some shit ain't dropped on.
Nah. Listen, bro. I'm gonna tell you what Wiz Khalifa need to do. He need to turn that into a book with some illustration, because that was amazing.
No, that was the illustration. Each page should just have different features of the foot until the foot gets better.
You know what?
His feet are, those are man feet, though. Listen. Those are man feet, right, Jezebel?
I don't know. Most dudes be having their socks on. I don't know.
Because they look like that. Wiz Khalifa is a kickboxer. So, come on now.
Yeah, you don't want to get kicked with those.
I feel weird about. I felt weird like when he was like, I get pedicures and petties. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, at least he knows his feet could use work. But those are man feet. That's how a man feet supposed to look when you putting in work on the grind all day long.
Okay. Damn.
I would never. Wiz Khalifa braver than me though.
That bad. I honestly don't think they're that bad. With some lotion, he'd be all right. All he had to do was straighten his toes out a little bit. But I mean,
with some lotion, he'd be all right.
Like, who's really? I mean, he's a celebrity, and I like how he was able to joke about it. I think his poem was funny. Because what he say? I got money.
I expected to see a bunch of corns or like bunions. It wasn't none of that. It was just regular
toenails. I mean,
yeah. Listen, look, clipping toenails and all that stuff, and forget all that. That's for women. Women do all that. Make sure their feet pretty because they gotta wear open toe shoes sometimes. Like men ain't doing that. Well, even the men in sandals. Even the real, like when you see the men that be wearing sandals, like their feet look like they really be working. They look like they be really working. So.
No, true story, right? So being from here, guys really like a lot of guys wear socks with they flip flops or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I moved to Florida, and I think I just was like, I don't know. I was overwhelmed because I've never seen that many men in flip flops, men in sandals. I've never seen men feet like that before. Right? So I was just like, dang, like I don't know. It was a culture shock. But that's when I realized, like, a lot of men down there, they do be getting their toes manicured and shit like that. But
yeah, but they be like, they don't be most. Listen. Those like Italian dudes, those like Miami dudes and stuff like that in Florida, they be getting freshed out because they be keeping their feet out on the beach and on the sand and all that stuff. But like I'm talking about guys from the city, like come on now.
Yo, I ain't never seen men feet like that before, yo. I swear. I think that was the first time I just seen like men feet just out like that. I was just shocked. I was like, dang, they ain't got no socks on. Like, yeah. But I think it's just the weather down there that's different from up here. That shit shocked me.
Man, even when I go to there, like you gonna get in the water with your socks on? I'm like, I'm not getting in that damn water.
Nah, man, you just on the beach before you get the pool done.
Negative. I'm not getting in that water. I'm just on the beach. I want to find me a spot in the sand where the water don't come up to. Also, when ain't a bunch of people running around, kicking up dirt, roll up my J, and watch everybody safely. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be in the water. That's where sharks, jellyfish, sharks, that's where all that stuff live at. You feel me? And all you people, before y'all start telling me that sharks don't be that close, I've seen several video footage of people having to push the whales and sharks back in the goddamn ocean because they got close. So don't tell me they don't get that close. Don't tell me.
You was watching Hancock.
Huh?
You was watching Hancock.
I saw that, but this is like real life stuff. No, I'm talking about like real life stuff.
I'm fucking with you.
That's scary. That's scary. So I don't get in oceans. You know, I'll go beside the beach.
Yeah, I don't fuck with these beaches around here.
You don't fuck with these beaches?
You can't see shit in that motherfucker.
I remember these beaches. Like
I remember being a kid going to Sandy Point. I used to think I was stepping on.
I don't fuck with these beaches.
Bruh, Sandy Point is, listen, after really going to a beach, Sandy Point is not a beach.
That's not a beach.
How was I supposed to know? All the baby pictures is right there on Sandy Point.
Sandy Point is merely under the bridge.
It's right under
you guys want to go play under the bridge? Let's go to.
Look.
That is not a beach.
No,
listen. That joint right there, I mean, there's glass in the sand. There's this everything that there shouldn't be. Concrete in the sand.
That's now. It was better in the 80s, man.
And then when I went as an adult, you know why I was better in the 80s? Because you were a kid, just focused on running to the water. As an adult, you looked around. As an adult, you looked around. You was like, hold on. That bridge always... Has that bridge always been right? right over top of our head like that. Like, oh, am I tripping? You know what I'm saying?
Gosh, I haven't been since I've been an adult. I don't think.
Hold on, like this something ain't right here. And just hitting a beach in America, like this hitting South Beach, hitting North Beach.
Those are the nicest beaches.
I don't know. Like, what's another good beach? Like Rehoboth Beach,
Santa Monica. Like, so the nicest beaches are the nicest beaches are in the South. And then I'm gonna tell you, the water over like on the beach on the other side is freezing cold, but the beaches are very nice over there. You know what I'm saying? But like, I've been in the water in North Beach and South Beach. That's the only place I really got in the water. I'm not getting in that Chesapeake Bay.
Man, look,
like I wasn't getting in there. Don't invite me out to
I had a fun childhood.
Me to none of those places, please. I'm sorry. Me, just uninvite me. I don't want to
go. Getting in the water, salt burning my eyes, like life was
salt
great.
burning your eyes. Like
I didn't even know it was a beach up. I didn't even know it was a beach up Route 4, like Chesapeake Beach. I didn't even know about that beach. Like I found out about that as
I don't think that's a real beach. That's a wild beach.
No, it's for if you live there in that area, like Charles or whatever, St. Charles or whatever that shit is. It's real white, whatever it is. But if you're from that area, your ID tells them where you're from, and you get to get on that beach. But other than that, you have to pay. But it's a beach. They be on there beaching.
You know what? I got a lot to do this summer, huh? Don't I?
Yeah. Then I went to another beach. It's pretty boring though.
Fuck that beach.
Something island. I just can't remember it right now because it was real white. But yeah, they're not really nice up there.
Got a lot of beaches around Maryland, around here. Definitely got a lot of beaches.
Well, with the summertime coming up, my birthday coming up, I'm gonna be on South Beach for my birthday, y'all.
Nice beach. You pick the right beach. I might be there with you. That's a good beach.
All right.
A lot of Monday because they be extra.
Forestville Beach before. Yeah, Forestville's a beach, all right. Somebody down in the Forestville Beach stole my goddamn
Princess Frederick, Maryland. Prince Frederick.
I have never been to anywhere in Prince Frederick, especially not willingly.
Is Frederick George's cousin?
I don't know. But that just sounds, I ain't gonna lie, that area sounds real racist. Ever since I seen Harriet Tubman, I'm scared of certain parts of Maryland.
Oh, you saw it.
I haven't seen it.
Watch it. That's where you find out that's where slavery was at.
Yeah, they had the underground.
I heard about it. Somebody actually told me about it, but I haven't seen the movie. It's on Netflix?
It may be. You know, I got a Fire Stick.
Yeah, if it's not, I can tell you the website.
I got one too. I just don't know how to use it. Okay. All right. Well,
somebody SOS. Somebody save Jzabel's Fire Stick.
Yes, please, because I had this drive for years and I just still watch my cable, so I don't know.
I'll send you the manual. I got the manual.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know the apps to be watching or anything, but I pretty much got basic shit. Gunna.
Her Fire Stick got Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Gunna. Batman Kevo wants to sue Gunna for $5 million. Do you guys think he has a case? And do you know why he's suing Gunna?
So I'm gonna tell you one thing. Yes, I do know why he's suing Gunna. And if you'd asked me this 2 months ago, I would have said, ain't no damn way Batman Kevo's serious. But then last month I saw a man sue a franchise, Wild Buffalo Wings, because their boneless wings just so happen it turns out to be actual chicken nuggets. Yep. So in hearing this, I believe that yes, Batman Kevo absolutely has a lawsuit unless Gunna can fulfill the obligation of said verse. But now, does he even still want a verse from Gunna? Nope. Now that becomes the question. And if he doesn't want it, then technically he doesn't have a lawsuit.
Well, let's see.
Man, just run a bag back. You know what I'm saying?
So you want a refund?
Really, I want more money because I feel like all the time I wasted over a year. That was at that time type shit. You know, I feel like I deserve some real M. Who knows where the song could have been at before you messed your name up?
How much do you want?
Like 5 million.
You want 5 million?
Look, this is what I'm saying. You gotta realistically, when before he got locked up, if I would have dropped the song, he would have posted it and it would have did what it did. The song, I was gonna make it go big, bro. You feel me? I was gonna.
Why didn't you release the song immediately right after y'all shot it?
Because it had to go through clearance, it had to go through lawyers. I'm doing everything the right way, so everything just gotta make sense.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I was just trying to make everything make sense. Oh shit. Man, just run a bag back. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
so you want a refund?
Badman Kevo is an absolute idiot, but he's amazing, right? It's like, even if he would have dropped that record, once this happened, it could have damned the whole record and stopped everything, and he still wouldn't have probably made nowhere near that.
I don't know. I'm on his side though. I'm on his side. I feel like if I plan to work with you and for whatever reason we waiting on a clearance or we waiting on something, you get caught up in a situation to where now people don't even want to listen to your music and it's going to damage my image to even put the song out with you. Yeah, I'm with him. Sue the fuck out of him.
Yeah, definitely sue him. We can't
wasting your time and your investment. Like that was an investment that you like he gonna know the game. Like you know what it is. Like your name ain't no good in the streets no more. So what my song gonna do? People ain't gonna want to listen to it because you want it.
He had to believe, and he has to show proof that he would have made at least $10 million on that record.
Shit.
That would be like, and I don't think any said one song of Gunna's has made $10 million single. Not one single.
But you shoot high, and you he might come off with like a meal, but that's still good. Like,
no, I agree. I agree. A good million. At least half of half a million is good. 4 times with the record. If you don't want the verse anymore, and then from what it sounds like, the verse was delivered. So it ain't on him. You gotta have that stuff taken care of before you drop that bag, in my opinion, anyway.
Let me tell you something. If you're an artist and you're in a situation like that and he has this record, he should be able to be like, all right, cool. I got the masters. I could take his verse off and get a better artist or get an artist who is not going through a bunch of bullshit and still move forward with the song. If you holding on to this song and like,
but he got dropped over $250K.
You say he dropped what?
He already dropped $250,000 for the verse.
You take that as an L and move forward.
Yeah, I mean, like
you're telling them to move forward. No, this is a genius move. Like, I'm with it. Sue him.
This is a genius
move. No. I mean, he's right for suing him. I'm just saying at the end, like, you still got to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure if you're going to push this song with somebody else.
No.
Get your money back.
Act like it's at a halt. Make it seem like it's devastating any other business move that you want to make right now. That way you could get extra money for pain and suffering. Smart.
Yeah, like honestly, if I was Badman Kevo in his lane, he doesn't have any affiliations like that's going to be able to hold him back. It's all indie for him anyway. It's a cool move to do to bring attention to the fact that you had a record with Gunna, right? But $5 million is, I believe, a number thrown out there, like Tanya said, to ensure I walk away with at least $1 million.
Yes,
because he definitely will get some money out of it because he is owed money. Like if I'm waiting for if my part is done and your team is holding it up, and then now my shit really gets tied up in legal matters, You feel me? Because they was holding all of Gunna's records and music anyway, put in his case. And all money and everything was held up, so nothing could happen anyway. But like I said, Batman Kevo is saying he doesn't want the record anymore. The verse was delivered. That's like me delivering some food and it get cold because you choose to eat it 2 hours, 3 hours later, and you call the restaurant demanding your money back because you didn't choose to eat the food when it was hot.
Oh, wait.
All that together.
I gotta push back on that. I think it's more like you placing an order, them telling you, like, your expected wait time is 120 minutes, and then now you get the order and it's delivered cold. Yes, you have every right to get your money back and either return the food or throw it away. Like, I think that's
fact. That's a fact. But he got it when it was hot. He said it. I got it when it was hot. And we were waiting for his legal team to clear it. And then he got into his legal troubles. That is on Batman Kevo.
How would he have dropped it if Gunna was into it with the legal issue? So now you just got it clear. But now this man going through whatever he going through.
That's not what I'm saying, though. I'm saying this. I am not paying for nothing. A dime is not leaving my pocket until it is finished, until everything is done. I'm not going to be waiting for clearances and you've already been paid. That's crazy. You already working backwards because you geeking, because you know he's the hottest artist in the game. You was geeking. You paid him. He delivered you a record. And like we talked about this a while ago on this show. All these artists geeking to be running and doing these features because they think they got these relationships with these artists, and then they realize the label says you gotta wait. Well, guess what? If that happened, you did not do your proper due diligence and or research before that happened, because he's supposed to have already known the clearances that was needed and if they could have been gotten or not. That's like Juice WRLD when he ran and did that big record, Lucid Dreams, and became the biggest record of his life, and he can't make a dime off of it. Right. All because you didn't do your research before you just dropped it. So I'm not sitting up there just saying Batman Kevo should sue him and get something back, but he shouldn't be making it like it wasn't delivered, like he never got the verse, and it was just like, now he's out of jail, I want my money back. It's like, no, you just didn't move. It shows you all. Y'all better move while the iron is hot. Y'all better make sure all the T's is crossed and I's is dotted before you hand out that cash. That's like cash having somebody and then asking them to send you the money back. And honestly, that's money already spent. Even if he sues Gunna and wins the $5 million, Gunna still doesn't have to pay him. There's so many legal stuff that he'll do.
Yeah. Legal ways.
Think so? You think that he won't have to pay him?
Yeah. Now look, what if we find out though that Gunna did give him the clearance? It was another clearance in the song that couldn't be cleared or that wasn't cleared. Like it's some type of shit, because Gunna uses a lot of samples. What if we find out that it was like a production clearance?
Right.
You feel me? Because lyrically, do you really think Young Thug, YSL, or whoever Gunna was signed to was stopping verses when he was collabing with everybody? I mean, it is Batman Kevo. That is one of those people that's like, who? Right? Like, why him? So, come on, man.
I don't know. That would be crazy, because then he doesn't have a case.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Then he.
Pretty interesting.
I mean, it could be something
like I said, this is good promo to let us know you had a song with Gunna, if a song with Gunna even really exists, y'all. This could be just the
You don't think it exists?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I don't know. If I had a record with the hottest artist in the world, right, there would be something to show it. But even if the record never drops, studio footage, a snippet, something. Something.
So let me ask y'all something. What are the top 3 mistakes that y'all think artists make these days?
Mistakes?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me not give.
The top 3 mistakes that artists make after they sign their first deal. Let's make it
Okay. Not giving business answers. Not giving business answers. I'm gonna tell you, I don't see enough artists get on tour and tour crazy. Don't see enough artists doing the whole like marketing push that used to be done back in the day. On top of that, artists are not making themselves like worldwide likable. They're sticking to a lane and they stand in it. So those would be 3 mistakes I say. And I'm sure it's going to be some professional answers, but those are 3 mistakes that I don't like. So it could be a lot of them.
Yeah, I think 3 mistakes after signing with the label is 1, thinking that they've made it and they don't still need to put in as much work as they was doing before they were signed. 2 is thinking about their next album like it wasn't their first album. You know what I'm saying? Still putting that same amount of energy and effort into it. And then 3, also thinking that you don't have to do as much as you did before that you signed this deal. Just because you got this deal doesn't mean that. I feel like when you get that deal, it should be more work. More stuff should be coming to your table. You should be having more plays, more shows, more video shoots, more photo shoots. It should energize you to be prepared to do more, not less. And some people think getting that deal is the made it point. And that's why you hear them drop those single albums or those albums for that 1 year. And then you don't really hear about them no more.
Yeah, like I definitely say it's definitely where to put that money at. They don't know what to do with that money.
Yeah, they don't know.
Well, let's hear from Mr. Ray Daniels here.
Ray Daniels.
Oh, shit.
Like no more money coming. Bruh, spend that dollar like that's your last dollar. Because it kind of is unless you get lucky and it works. Second thing they do is when they get with the label, they become lazy. Now they got a table of people here. They got a table of people here. So now they're like, you're going to handle my socials. You're going to handle my promo. And then they think I can just go be a star. No. He's handling 75 people's socials. He's handling 75 people promo. You're just one on the menu for them. Third thing is they reach up instead of reaching over. I remember I was working with an artist. He was pretty big and he was like, I want Future on this song. And I'm like, Future don't want you. He's a class ahead of you. Reach over.
And what are the top 3 mistakes that you see artists make?
After the first mistake they make is now that they got money.
You know what though?
Like no more money coming.
What?
Bruh, spend that dollar like that's
only
your
one
last
thing.
Dollar.
Only one thing that I didn't agree with was the first thing about spending that dollar like it's your last dollar. But everything else
made sense.
It was so dead on. You feel me?
I don't know about the reaching over. I feel like you should always be trying to, you know what I'm saying, get to a higher level. Nobody wants to stay on the same level.
Nah, but that's not what he said though. That's not what he said though. That's not what he said. Like reaching over, working with the people on my level.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying? Like empowering them. Because I've been saying that to a lot of artists for real. Like y'all too busy trying to, this is how I get this call. Hey bro, hey Six, how much you think for a such and such feature? I'm like, what? I'm like, you don't need that, but I'll make the call. Yeah. Hey, Six, how much for such and such feature? Oh, this artist told me this amount for a feature. What do you think? And I'm like, why would you give him that instead of you just using that on yourself? And then if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, these artists are going to reach out to you.
Yeah.
So, yes, you could work yourself laterally. I tell everybody, the music business is just like a real job, right? So I'm not gonna walk into a job, get my first paycheck, right, and be like, oh, I'm not gonna pay my bills. I'm not gonna live. I'm gonna hoard on to these every dollars because they're never gonna pay me again. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna work so that I get paid again. I'm like, hold up. I did 10 songs and they paid me this for 10. How much you think they'll give me for 20?
Let me tell you.
Duh.
Gucci Mane was one of the ones that I saw who explained why he did what he did. He was like, man, the label kept telling me to stop dropping songs. And every time they said that to me, I dropped another album or a mixtape. And he said he did that because he looked at his music like, these are my assets. This is what's making me money. So yeah, I'm going to drop a mixtape every single month for 12 months because it's going to make me money at the end of the day. If they paid me this much for dropping 20-something songs, I need to keep dropping these every month. And so he continued to do that, you know what I'm saying, for whatever, 18 months or like whatever, a year or whatever. And he started making his money back. You know what I'm saying? But other people weren't thinking like that. They were like, all right, the label told me I don't need to do nothing else, so I'm going to chill.
Why do y'all think? Anyway? Why do y'all think that artists go broke after they sign?
Because they stop. Because, like he said, they stop working.
No, they spend the money, right? I think they get the big check and they go and they spend the money on cars, clothes, shoes, you know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. But they don't realize, let me tell you, the only reason Vanilla Ice is still rich today is because he says every single time he gets a royalty check or every single time his birthday comes, he buys property and he buys land.
Bro, but he still works.
No, but I'm just saying that a lot of these people are able to do that because they invested their money. Like, nah, it's nothing wrong with that, but they invest their money. Like a lot of artists you see fall off because they spend it. They don't use it wisely. And nobody teaches them that. Nobody teaches like, oh yeah, you should invest some of it, or you should market in yourself, or you should, you know, they don't tell them what to do with the money. So they're gonna do what they want. Buy it on cars, clothes, shoes.
Not all the artists have a Jimmy Iovine in their corner telling them the next big thing to invest in.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they stop working, so money stops coming in. A lot of these artists drop their first album. Where's the second one? Y'all tell me, I'll wait. We had 20 new girls signed. The biggest one in the world, Cardi B, we still waiting on the second album. However, she's still working and her albums are still charting, so she's recouping so much residuals and working out so many extra deals. But let's talk about the artists that are not Cardi B that's still waiting to drop their second album. I'll wait. Let's do this better, y'all. Let's not go as far as an album. How about their second tour?
See, because now artists aren't getting those same type of contracts where they have to do a certain amount of albums and a certain amount of tours and a certain amount of shows within this time period.
Let's just be
deals.
Let's be real though, right? Think about it like this. Think about it like this, J Money. I walk into a building, like he said, and they tell me this man now runs your marketing, this man now runs your social media. And like he said, what he did point out that these people are hired by the label and they run 75 different people's stuff. And you realize this when you get your first check. Oh my goodness, I'm already paying these people out of my money. Well, here's where the light bulb is supposed to go off. Ding, I need to hire my own. And this is where reaching laterally, sideways, and over comes in. Hey, you do social media. How about instead of giving this jerk that's taking 75 people 10K to run my social media, let me give you 7. And you focus on just me. Now I can put this 3K into what I need to do extra, and you making 7K, and you only work for me.
Okay, I agree with that. I thought you was talking about the artists that they were working with and stuff, but no, like the people on your team, you should always reach over.
No, you're supposed to do even that too. You're supposed to do everything laterally. You're supposed to start hiring your peoples. Like it's too many people walk around getting paid to just flash and do nothing that we think we see, but a lot of them have roles. When you look at these major labels and they sign these youngest, all of the top dogs, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, stuff like that, Chief Keef, what they knew. What did they know? I'm going to bring all my friends along. They all are now my artists underneath of my label. The ones that can't be artists, he's now my cameraman. He's my social media runner. You know, like they give them all roles.
They give them
even when you watch any biopic, you start seeing where they're delegating the people to come in and help the cause. people that are dedicated to just the artists. Yeah, the goal is to get a deal, but the deal shows you how to move. If I walk into a room and you sit down 10 people in front of me and tell me all of their roles, and all of their roles make me $20 million, $2 million even, right? I now know the 20 roles it takes to make me $2 million.
Right.
For me to not put my own staff together and see if maybe I can make more doing it just focused on me is preposterous.
Yeah.
For me to not deliver on a second album, usually artists do not deliver on a second album because they did not reach the goals that was set before them on the first one.
Exactly. And they don't know how to.
Well, Hit Boy goes broke, trying to put his friends on, and I guess keeping them in places that maybe they weren't so fortunate being. So I do understand hiring laterally, but you have to make sure that you're making the right choices and not just putting people there just to put them there, but making sure that the money is well spent. So,
yeah.
24, I had a label and artist deal with Jimmy Iovine. I get M's. Nobody had no real money around me. So I'm doing what I thought I should have been doing. I go get a crib in Tarzana in the Valley. I move all the homies in. The homies start moving they homies in. They homies start moving they homies in. I got a big mansion with 5 studios in it. I'm going to take care of everything. We're going out to dinners. It's 20, 30 with us. I'm paying for everything, spending 2 racks a week. You can fill the refrigerator, eat the food, trash all over the crib. It was a recipe for disaster. Come from having nothing. So when you come up, you want to put your homies on. You want to have them opportunities to provide, but don't always work out how you think it's going to work out. I turned up 2012, got dumb bread. By 2017, I was laying on my ground with $0 on my account after having millions.
You're lying.
Balled up in a fetus, crying, nobody around me, by myself.
You blew it?
I blew it, bro.
No way.
I was up. And mind you, Sicko Mode had been recorded, but I still got no money in my account. I can't reach that managed me at the time. It was Rock Nation. I'm just completely on my own. I've seen the mountaintop, being in the studio with Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye West, Spike Lee, John Legend, to having $0 trying to figure out how I'm going to pay for this rent in this crazy crib that I'm in by myself because I had X'd out everybody by then.
So what happened to all the homies in the Tarzana crib?
All the homies wanted to do their own. Everybody felt they was the reason for the season. They went off and did they, you know what I'm saying?
God damn.
At 24, I had a label and artist.
And guess what's sad? Y'all know what I did not hear in that video? Any responsibility that he gave those people. I mean, don't call your friends over for the turn up for the 24-hour party. That ain't gonna ever work. I mean, listen, I get it. He's young. That's that thing though. No responsibilities. If he had himself a girl and a kid, she probably would have reeled him on in like, yo, them niggas can't live here. You feel me? Like they had a kid and things like that. But let's just be real. That's his fault. That's not putting on your friends. People, putting on your friends is not giving them whatever they want.
Or giving them money.
Or giving, that's not a put on. That's not putting on. You have to put them in position to be continuous.
Well, they say, you know,
like teaching them the fish.
Yeah, the fish joint. Yeah,
teaching them the fish so that they can eat forever. But at the end of the day, like, find out what your man's is good at. Find out what they do. Invest in the business. I'm like, hey, you like cutting hair? Oh, barbershop opening up on 5th. That's your spot. I need 20% every week.
Yeah, and don't force people into positions they don't want to be in.
At the end of the day, you have to force people in positions that they ask to be in.
Yeah.
And allow them the opportunity to mess it up.
Because they asked for it.
But the crazy part is to be in the fetal position at $0 in your bank account, it was already too late.
Right.
You should have gotten the fetal position when it got down to like a couple 100,000.
Right. Few thousand. Shit.
I mean, listen. If nobody ever got in, don't you did not put your friends on. They took advantage of you, Hit Boy. And I'm glad that you learned from that. And I hope that all you other artists know.
No, there's several artists that I've heard like stories like this that aren't like publicized, but I've heard stories of T-Pain having millions and going broke. And then making it back again. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a learning, you know what I'm saying? It was stuff that they learned. I heard other artists getting all this money and going broke because they were spending it in strip clubs, you know what I'm saying? Doing crazy stuff. And they were like, man, I thought that the money was just going to keep coming in. I didn't know the next month came.
But what they wasn't doing.
But what I'm saying about all of them is they learned from it.
Fetty Wap said, I knew I wasn't hot anymore when I got my first check under 100K. He said, and then I got a check in the mail for 10K, and I knew that something was wrong.
He noticed.
Yeah. The Trap Queen was running out. It was time for something new. T-Pain, at that point when he lost that 40 million, and it was amazing that he told that story. I was so glad that he told it from the heart. He thought he was done, thought he could live off that music forever. But what did he realize? No. You're not touring. Someone asked me, someone said, yo, Six, why do you think that rock stars live forever and make so much money and is the top ranking and money making genre? I said, I don't know, because they white. He said, no, silly. It has nothing to do with race. I said, well, what is it? They tour 365.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All day they touring 24/7.
And that's how they get paid.
I said, well, what about rappers that tour all the time? They said, name a rapper that's toured all year long. They said rappers, this is what he said. And then this is racist. They said rappers are black. Rappers are black. They make a little bit of money, they want to go back home to their girl. They want to go back home to their friends. They want to go back home to whatever it is that they thought they had. They want to get back to it. So they don't tour all year long. They may tour a month, take 2 months off, 3 months off, get back on the road, maybe. But usually by then it's like a new cat. He's already touring now. We're on to him. We like his sound. I say the comment said, artist has mastered the future flow. I said, oh my God, does this mean Future's done? I'm thinking, nah, Future's not done.
No,
but it just goes to show you that artists are not thinking about being, original or the next great thing anymore. They're trying to take whoever's place is in position.
Yeah, I could see that.
Nobody wants to be the next big thing. They just want to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody used to be like Mike. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be the next big thing. Like everybody wants to be like somebody else. And it's just so sickening to me.
But that's sad because the people that's like most of our top artists, they don't all sound the same. So
they don't.
And that's
but you know what?
They probably reinvented a look of someone before them or a cadence, but not an exact sound. And that's where people misconstrue copying from kind of taking notes, I guess. Like, I think there's a difference between taking notes and direct copying of someone else. But there's 2 more topics, y'all, I want us to go through before we get out of here. Of course, y'all know that there was a heinous shooting in Nashville, and I definitely want to touch on this topic because I feel like it's being swept under the rug. What is your definition of a hate crime?
Anything done out of hate for race or religion, right? Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that's it. I can't disagree with that.
Okay. So originally when the story came out about Audrey Hale that the the individual that went into the Christian elementary school in Nashville and shot 3 adults and 3 children. When the story first broke out, they hinted at her lifestyle and pretty much trying to give a background about the suspect. Usually when there's a crime, they always give a background about the suspect, whether they had previous charges, where they lived, how many brothers and sisters they had, were they in trouble, were they in school, were they an honor student. But for some reason, there's been a huge debate about sharing the background of this individual that went into this Christian elementary school and shot these individuals. The mainstream media has refrained from speaking on this individual's background or history or such because they feel like it's going to ignite a flame that also many people are scared that's going to start. So, hate crime. The reason I personally feel like this is a hate crime is because it was an act of violence in a religious entity. The individual that the suspect, shall we say, has been misgendered all through the mainstream media. Usually when individuals want to be identified as a specific pronoun, we have to honor that. However, in this case, Aubrey, who identifies as he, him, and likes to be called Aiden, has been misgendered all through the media. I feel like there is something weird going on with this story. I don't appreciate how this individual is being misgendered and her sexual identity is now a non-factor in this hate crime. There's been a lot of talk about the laws in Tennessee changing as far as allowing children to undergo gender reassignment surgery and hormone therapy. And it just has I think it has us pretty much torn in between the two. A lot of people in the community feels like the suspect is a victim, where others feel like the suspect is a suspect. How do you guys feel about it?
So it's weird because I was like browsing over the story, and I'm learning the way media works is so crazy. You see what I'm saying? It's like they're not they're not misgendering it. They're making it more historical and more bigger. I mean, it's a female now. Like we in the world, that's rare to have a female shooting up the school. And they don't want to say transgender because then that puts it back on,
It being a hate
the
crime.
LGBT community doing it against a Christian, and it's going to open up questions to why and things like that. So that's why they're doing it like that.
But is it fair? I don't feel like I personally don't, and a lot of people. I just been listening to the story. It's not fair. Like, should your 9-year-old be murdered because she goes to a Christian school?
Hell no. Hell no.
3 9-year-old students and 3 adults. This act seems as if it was premeditated.
As I was reading, they found the manifesto that she was going to kill more people.
Yes, allegedly, and they do not want to share that with the public, of course. And I've seen a lot of tweets and comments, and where it's like the community is kind of happy that this happened because they feel like Christians are homophobics and transphobes, so they deserved it.
Damn. Well, it's crazy because the LG that community can be very vicious, and they can be very vicious. So it's like, yikes.
It seems as if the president is looking to more protection laws for the transgender community in response to this event, that this unfortunate event, an attack on Christianity. It appears that the left allegedly feels like the transgender community needs more protection. When 3 9-year-old babies were killed at a Christian school.
I mean, let me just say this. I didn't really realize how serious this was until like it was a few months ago, and I was telling one of my friends, I was like, yeah, you should come to one of my shows. And she was like, all right, where is it? And when I said where it was, they was like, yeah, I don't really go out to shows there because they be gay bashing. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, nah, I don't want to go out there and they say something weird to me because, you know what I'm saying, because I'm gay. And I was like, oh, I wasn't thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? I was just inviting them out to the show. And then I was just like, damn, it's like, is that the reason that you don't go out certain places? Because, you know what I'm saying, that's uncomfortable. She was like, yeah, honestly, I had people say stuff to me one time. And I was just like, damn, like, I never really, you know what I'm saying? I never really realized that people were attacking them just because they like the different sex, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. Like,
well,
so
let me ask you a question about this individual. Upon observation, if this individual walked in the room, would one automatically know that they're gay or lesbian or whatever that they are, homosexual? Could you, by looking at this person, could you tell that they were homosexual?
Yes.
Yo, okay, so I guess here in the session, I'm already going to get my second strike because I'm going to say again, probably the second most inhumane thing I've ever said, right? But when I went to Louisiana, I asked for a car, right? Because I wanted to drive myself around. My guide said to me, well, I can give you a car, but before I give you a car, I got to show you where you cannot drive. Immediately, I'm asking, why? Is there no road? Or, you know, he said, no, because the vehicle doesn't have any tents. And if they see you, they will kill you. I said, it's like that? He said, yeah, this is very much so still a racist state. I was going out like far down in Georgia a couple of months ago, and someone said to me, do you know if this is a sundown state? And I was like, I don't know that term. And they laughed. You never heard sundown? And walked away. And immediately I pulled out my handy dandy Google, and I Googled what was a sundown state. And it's states where if you're black, you need to be in before the sun goes down. Well, did you all know that there's like 6 of them still currently that actually has that law in place? There's sundowns. So when I hear of you saying your friend doesn't want to go out because of how they're treated there, I'm like, oh, someone knows how it feels. Nothing is going to change though, bro. Right? Nothing is going to change. We can't sit up that joint. If we can't do it, we can't do it. If the times are not going to change because we wanted to change. If that was the case, blacks wouldn't be still getting beat down every day.
I just don't. I don't know. It's just something weird about this story. Like, I just don't believe that just because you're homeless. Like, I know there's certain environments that you may not want to go to, but for females, I don't know if this person is a guy or a female, but if it's a female homosexual and they're scared to go into certain places because they feel like people are going to say something to them, then it has to be
a guy. It has to be a guy. Am I right?
No.
It's a female.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they're probably drastically wearing their sexuality on, because I can't think of anywhere where a dom or a lesbian will go and people are just like, oh, you fucking know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I can't, in this day and age, I think it's all in their head, in that person's head. And I'm sorry, but I can't see that. Now, for a homosexual guy, I can see where
Correct.
Other people may look at them a certain type of way, but what I've learned about certain type of individuals is they want to go into heterosexual spaces and come on to people, and then when they're disregarded, then they say they're being bashed.
Yeah, now listen. What's crazy is I totally understand that if you're inviting a gay man who wears dresses and things like that to a rap show, an underground rap show, right? I would totally understand him saying, "Nah, that ain't my scene." You feel me? But like Jzabel said, I can't see no lesbian dom or lesbian femme. I guess that's the term. I just can't see them being like, "Oh no!" Like I can't see when they walk in the building, everyone's gonna be like this. Oh, that Dom's here. Like, what's that? You know, like I can't just imagine that. Like, it's just like, what? Where would they take? What were you hopping in a time machine?
I mean, not to invalidate that person's feelings though, because they may very well feel that that's what's going on. But I think it's more so if that's the type of individual, it just doesn't. It seems less realistic than it would for a homosexual man.
I mean, they broke it down like this. Every time they go in, it's somebody trying to say they trying to take their girl or something happens, and it's always confrontation. So to avoid confrontation, they just rather not go out in that area. I can understand.
Yeah,
I respect it, but
I would tell that person to avoid confrontation, to stop speaking to other people's girls.
Yeah.
But it don't even be that. They be saying that other people's girls be coming and speaking to them. So to avoid the situation, they just don't want to go out in that area. I understand what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even, y'all took it to a whole nother level. When they broke it down to me, I was like, all right, cool. I respected it. I understood why they didn't come. I know.
No, we were just trying to give a prism of it, because it was like so blankety.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to go into all details. I ain't know if they was on the live or they was like, "Oh, you gonna bring me up on the show?" Like I ain't know if they was watching or not.
You ain't say that. You ain't say her name.
Even still, that's still with how the person is probably carrying themselves in that space.
Lucy,
like, you hear me? That's probably how that individual is carrying themselves in that space. If they were to walk in a Red Lobster, would everyone be like, "Oh, you're trying to take my girl"? Like, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing that's giving these people this type of
getting drunk and becoming a player?
But anyway, let's just we done got off topic here. Let's just bring it on back to Nashville. And
speaking to the Nashville thing, the agenda is not going to be pushed that she's a transgender or a part of that community, because that's bringing on another conversation that they're not ready to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely a deep one. Definitely.
Like, I mean, it's like that community is asking for support. From if they like being asked for support from the Black community, in my mind, is not fair to the Black community. I mean, we just watch it from the sidelines. It's not like it's joining forces for all rights. You see what I'm saying? It's not like it's joining forces to stop what's happening to Blacks. If the fight is always got to be, we got to choose a fight. Let's stop being crazy and mean to this race. Let's stop being crazy and mean to this religion. Let's stop being crazy and mean to this race. Instead of saying, let's stop altogether. Like, we have no reason to be hating. Everybody understand that life is one big ass pie that everybody can eat from. You can live your whole lifetime and never eat a whole slice.
Right.
Your whole lifetime. So when I be seeing a lot of people just like, it really grinds me, the hate that's passed on. In the music industry, we see it way more than anything though. Right? Yeah. I think in any type of entertainment, you see it way more than anything. When you see people like, why did he get that role? Why did she get that role? Why not me? It's really sad in this industry way more. I'm sure at jobs, you hear people say, I should be the boss, but you'll hear more people say, shit, I don't want that job. I don't want to do all that. I don't care for all that. But when you want to excel, you have that. You know what I'm saying? When you want to excel, you have that. And until I don't think people understand, until we stop saying gay rights, black rights, white rights, Jew rights. Until we start saying everybody needs rights, we're gonna always be in this backwards battle. We're always creating a fraction, a percentage. It's always a stat. I told my mom one year, I said, Mom, you know I'm a statistic. She said, don't say that. I said, Mom, it's okay. We're all statistics. We're all just numbers. She said, I just hate it the way you say it like that. You sound like you're just so cynical. I said, Mom, I'm just saying, Mom, we're all just numbers. You know, we're a percentage. And whatever percentage that I choose to make it out of or make it into, I'm already walking into the room perceived that I'm in a certain percentile. Until I open up my mouth, they be like, oh, this is what they say to me. Oh, you're so well-mannered. Oh, you talk so nice. Oh, your kids are so respectable. And I'm like, well, what the hell are they supposed to be? What am I supposed to be? They're expected to be N-I-G-G-A or N-I-G-G-E-R.
Now, before we go, last topic. This joint about to get real juicy or whatever. Because only one of us actually fits in the category to really, we all could speak on it. But Six, you're the only
yes
actually married here. So it's interesting to get your perspective. Disclaimer, Tiff, please do not watch out him for any of his answers.
Sorry, she knows for work.
Hypothetically speaking, open discussion. Okay, I just had to try to save you right quick.
Hey.
All right. So a lot of people, I've been getting in back and forth with people on Instagram, and sometimes I have to take a break because I would say something and people just get so upset, right? So
say something like what?
I don't believe that there is any couple that has been in a monogamous relationship for over 10 years.
Okay.
And when I say a monogamous relationship, meaning that neither party has cheated, whatever their definition of cheating for that relationship may be. Because a lot of people like to say, oh, you looked at her, that's cheating. Oh, looking isn't cheating. Like, you define what cheating is in your relationship. So with that being said, I personally don't believe that there's a monogamous relationship after 10 years.
Okay.
Monique, in the past, shared with us, Monique the comedian shared with us that her and her husband, Sydney, were in an open relationship. Right. Well, an open marriage. Well, recently, Monique doubled back and said that, hey, I'm done with that. Should Sydney be done with that too? That's my first question. If you are in an open marriage and both parties are okay with it, and then one party then decides, hey, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Do you stop, or how does that go? My second question and second topic on this is Latasha from Escape admits to being in an open marriage after 28 years of marriage. My second question for this topic is, do you feel like there is a time limit to where you can say, okay, we've done, now it's time to kind of like, can we kind of open the doors a little bit and kind of try some new things? Like, is there a time limit on that? Do you believe that people can have an open marriage after 3 years, 5 years? And what's the minimum?
So, to be honest and straight up and digitally direct, it's not the open marriage that ends relationships. It's the cutoff of communication, right? So most open marriages that work all the way up until someone is doing something in secrecy and breaking the line of trust, as people say. So to answer the first question, do I think that people can be in a monogamous relationship after 10 years of marriage? Yes. And you have to challenge your theory. If you're talking about within the first 10 years having some problems, that may be true, right? But then if they made it to 30 years of marriage and nothing that's after the first 5 or 7 years of rockiness, that's that's successful, and that's now a long stretch of 10 years plus without anything. Now, in the beginning of merge is the hardest part, right? It's the hardest part. It's learning something new. It's adjusting to stuff new, compromising. For someone to be in an open relationship and then suddenly says, I'm ready to stop after 10 years, 20 years, the one partner can sincerely 100% be ready to stop and the other partner not be ready to stop and the relationship be 100% fine because a long, sustainable line of communication has been shown that no matter what, you're coming home. Mm-hmm. No matter what, you're committed to whatever you all's community goal is. Mm-hmm. That's when marriages become a problem. When the community goal is no longer being met, either if it's outgrowing or not getting enough of, but.
Okay, preacher. J Money, I have a question for you. Do you think that you can have sex with the same cat for 10 years straight, 15 years straight, and not once slip up by looking, fantasizing, even on Instagram, drooling over, jerking off to, or anything like that for 10 years? I didn't get that specific with you, but J Money, do you think that it's possible for you to not mentally think of another woman, jerk off to another woman, kiss another woman, or have sex with another woman within 10 years of marriage?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If the girl that I was going to marry, if she didn't die from high school, that's probably who I'd be with right now. So, like, if she wasn't dead, that'd probably be the one and only person I'm with. So, yeah, I can't see myself like that.
Okay.
No, but that's not fair. That's not fair.
I'm just gonna be 100% honest.
That's not because that's not.
I don't think that I could do it. I don't think that I could, and maybe I can, but I think I would be lying and I would be being dishonest if I said for 10 years, and 10 years is the minimum, is what I'm talking about. Let's say 15 years. I'm in a marriage or relationship for 10, 15 years that I never glanced at, masturbated to, or even pecked on a cheek, maybe by accident, or emotionally was attracted to another person within that long. Like, I think that we're all human beings and we all get tempted, and I just feel like sometimes it's a bit dishonest to say that it's impossible that it would not happen. Now,
but yeah, that is impossible.
People.
That's impossible, and you shouldn't put that pressure on yourself because that's not fair. Because that's not the act of cheating. The act of cheating is actually going through and breaking the bond of stuff. I mean, listen, an accidental peck on the cheek. I heard you sneak that in there, right? You have to put yourself in position to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
In that, you're putting yourself in position to test any boundary that you have.
Right.
And if you put yourself in those positions and you fail those tests, you're a cheater.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're not going to sit up here. Nobody is sitting up here like, oh, I found the girl I married. Oh my goodness, no other woman is beautiful now in this world. I'm not going to look at another man ever again because they don't average up to my husband. Like, no, I'm pretty sure that there's some goddamn... Some man walking through. There's some man that my wife follow every day probably and like up all this shit. You feel me? But my thing isn't the idea isn't that, oh, she's liking this shit. Now she's going to go fuck him. You know, like as soon as they see each other in public, I got to kill this nigga. You know, like, nah, that's not where it's at. You feel me? Like, that's not what breaks the bond. You feel me? It's like, okay, this is social media. Like, but it's crazy because women and men move on two different wavelengths. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because this argument get brought up so much that it don't really get played about how fair it is, but it's two different wavelengths. Mm-hmm. So because a man, I'm gonna tell you, and this I may not be speaking for all men in the world, but if I am, y'all go ahead and give me a gem here. But if a man knows what it takes and what he has to go through to get his girl in the mood, to get his girl right, right? And then when he thinks about the time that maybe another man has invested to cheat with her, if he has high faith in his girl, he's thinking that the same amount of time has been invested. Right? And if he has low values of his girl, she's automatically a hoe. See what I'm saying? But now a woman, she automatically knows what is the on button, what is the off button. She knows all the triggers. See, so the thing about it is she has to initiate these things with another man. Because we know all day long we jump in a DM and get no responses. We'll like a chick pic and get no responses. We know in order for it to go that far, she has to tell me now that she's also interested in me. So when we think about our girl doing it, and when our girl does it, we know that she had to now respond that she's back and interested.
Exactly.
And we also know that if most men that get cheated on are not getting frequently visited and inspired, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you go back and you hear your girl and cheated on you, and you like, damn, it's been weeks, it's been months. You haven't done this with me, and this is why you crazy. A man is not doing that. A man is not gonna give a side chick something that he's not giving his girl. If he's giving her all the business, he's definitely trying to give his girl all the business. And the only reason he's usually not is because he's been denied. So when you're being denied and then you hear this other nigga is hitting it, another problem. like these are what creates these problems. So it's just weird. It's weird how it works. And each household is different, you know, but nah, hell nah. Hell no. Nah. Yeah. Can't be initiated.
I agree with you. I think it's the trust. You know what I'm saying? Once the communication or you start doing the secretive shit, that's when it becomes cheating. If you open and honest, God knows. You know what I'm saying? If you open and honest, you can't be in trouble for telling the truth or doing the right thing.
And I always question, like, what is an open relationship like? Is it like you and your girl on the Instagram, like, oh, she bad, I'm about to book her real quick. About to see what's up with her, like.
That's really a good question. I think limits are determined by those in relationships. Same thing with cheating. I feel like those are determined by the people in a relationship. Like what's cheating to me might not be cheating to you.
It's like I'm about to go be with Chantel tonight.
This is very confusing because I hit people's lives on accidents. I do it every day. It's a mistake. I joined somebody's live, and when she was on the joint, she twerking. So I stopped and looked, and then she was like, "Oh my gosh, my husband just got on here." And so in my head, I was about to close it, and I was like, "What?" And I guess her husband lives somewhere else, but allows her to twerk naked on live.
Of course, it makes her money.
That's their open relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that open? Why is that open, J Money?
She said that she's in an open relationship on the live. Like, don't ask me why. I don't know why, nigga. I don't know. I'm not in a fucking relationship.
That means someone is clapping her cheeks, man. That don't mean that she twerk on live. That means that she's free to get her cheeks clapped for $40. She's a demon.
I'm trying to find this video where this guy
always $40.
He basically it's a good ass video. He talks about how he loves his wife and he takes care of her, and she's paraplegic now. But how she got paraplegic and what he found out, you guys will not believe. I'm going to find this video. I'm going to share it with y'all next week.
She was cheating on him with another man. Bet it.
Oh my God.
That ain't no worse than y'all hear about the wife the wife and husband that were cheating on their wife and husband, and the only reason they got killed because they got into a car accident and she was giving them fellatio while they were driving.
I thought you were talking about DMV.
Go ahead, cuz. Go ahead, man. I will never give that energy on this show. Promise you that. Promise you that. Well, y'all already know this was a good session.
Definitely.
Y'all let us know how y'all liked it. Y'all leave some comments also on our Instagrams. Hit that like and subscribe button down at the bottom.
Most definitely, yes. Give us y'all feedback, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Definitely. We will be back next week, Monday.
Next Monday.
6 o'clock. Same time, same place. Make sure you're there.
Yep. Y'all already know. And we out.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.